I really wanted to shit all over Razor 2 Hidden Skies in this review, but honestly it kinda grew on me while I played it. Razor 2 is a top-down, vertical-scrolling, bullet-hell shooter. You only have one ship, which is kinda disappointing, but the ship has upgradable parts that make the game worth playing. That doesn't make it particularly good, but it's not mega horrible either. Ship upgrading takes place between stages. You have 3 slots for primary weapons, 2 slots for secondary missiles, a shield, and an engine. Not exactly sure what the engine does. This game is pretty poorly explained to begin with. Each weapon can be upgraded, and there are other weapons to purchase and upgrade if you have the credits to do so. The ship has slight visual tweaks when you equip new items, but nothing too fancy. The ship remains pretty gray, which sucks. I'd like to be able to customize it and add colors and get different shapes, possibly with different hitboxes, but it's just not there. Gameplay is pretty standard. You move around with the arrow keys and shoot with Z and X for primary and secondary weapons. C and V cycle through the available weapons equipped on the ship. You can move anywhere on the screen, and the object is to avoid taking damage and shoot everything on screen. Enemy bullets whiz and laser by, with some pretty cool patterns that are fairly easy to learn, but the game's difficulty lies in some pretty key faults. The glow around your ship's weapons makes enemy bullets near the ship almost invisible, and when the objective of the game is to take as little damage as possible by avoiding these bullets, it becomes really difficult. There's also a significant frame rate drop when there are lots of enemies on the screen. It's also really hard to tell exactly where the ship's hitbox is. Is it the entire ship? A portion of it? Who knows? The ship is really long vertically as well, and since it isn't round, figuring out how to maneuver in tight spaces where it's raining bullets is a pain in the dick. To make things even more difficult, you earn credits by completing stages, but if you lose all of your lives, it sends you back to stage 1, resets all your upgrades, and resets your credits, which is a pain in the ass because you essentially have to start from scratch every time you bite the dust. The graphics are pretty substandard. Enemy ships are simple, the lag on the ship's weapons is apparent while moving, and some of the bosses look alright, but there's still a lot to be desired. Some of the backgrounds are nice though, and provide an array of locations to traverse. Where this game shines is the music. Good lord, the music. This shit is epic. Like, really epic. Unnecessarily epic. It's almost like the company that made this game blew 70% of their budget on getting an epic soundtrack. Just when you think you've got the hang of the flow of a particular track, it changes into something more awesome. I mean, just check out this music for yourself. Did you hear that sweet-ass bass solo? That's baller as fuck. That being said, the majority of the music here doesn't really mesh well with the game itself. You have a sci-fi shoot-'em-up, but the music is this sweeping orchestral suite that doesn't really feel like it belongs. Alright, so it's not super terrible, but it doesn't merit much play either. I spent 5 hours with this game, and by the time I got to hour 3, I was tired of seeing the first 2 levels over and over, since you start from scratch every time you die. And there doesn't seem to be a way to purchase lives or continues. It's really a shame, because if there was more content driving me forward and less shitty design choices made to punish you for failing, and better communicating the exact game mechanics, I'd probably continue to play it. I wish there was more polish to this game. I could see myself playing more of it if there was, but honestly, all this made me want to do is go play Jamestown, a far better, superior experience than this game can muster.